This video will teach you everything you need to know about being a high-sensitive person, or short, HSP. I found out that I am high-sensitive myself, very late in life. When I found out, a lot of things started to make sense for me. I finally understood why I reacted different than other people to certain things. For example, I always reacted heavier to alcohol and drugs than my friends, and always felt anxious in a full classroom. Because I found out that I was high-sensitive so late in my life, it caused me situations and problems that could have been avoided if I knew earlier. That's why it's important to first determine if you're high-sensitive, so you can take it into account further in life when making decisions. There are a lot of signs that can determine if you're high-sensitive. A few of the biggest ones are the following: your emotions are stronger than others. For example, you get easily irritated, stressed, angry or sad. You are more prone to physical pain. Your energy gets drained when being around a lot of people. So for example, you can feel very tired after going to school or a party. You need time alone to get charged up. You think deeply and have a rich fantasy. You have a strong feeling for music, or other creative things. And you react heavier than other people to things like alcohol, caffeine, and drugs. If you recognize a lot of these things, you likely will be high-sensitive. Of course, everyone is different, so you may not recognize all these things as strong. After you found out you are high-sensitive, it's good to take it into account with things you do, so you can use it as a power, instead of being affected negatively by it. The biggest things to take into account, from my own experience, are the following. Watch out with things like drugs and alcohol. This might sound like a cliché, but high-sensitive people really need to watch out with alcohol and drugs more than others. When you take the same amount of these things as non-high-sensitive people, you'll react way heavier, which can cause you problems, like mental health disorders in extreme cases. So take smaller dosages. This goes for everything, so also for things like medicines and supplements. Don't just only look at the recommended dosages, because these are for non-high-sensitive people, so didn't take high-sensitive people in account. Another tip is when you are at a crowded place, like a party or a school, to look for a spot that's a bit more quiet, so your energy will get drained less. It's also a good idea to tell your closest people, like your parents, best friends and relationship, about your high sensitivity. This is so they will understand why you react on a certain way in situations, or why you do or don't do certain things. For high-sensitive people, it's also very important to getting the right nutrition. One of the most important vitamins is vitamin D, which you can get from sunlight exposure. When not seeing enough sunlight, like in the winter, high-sensitive people can get depressed quick. Therefore you can take a vitamin D supplement. Other important supplements you could take are magnesium for stress, and a good multivitamin containing the full B complex, for energy. But don't take one that is too high-dosed, as it can make you anxious because of too much stimulation. Also make sure to drink enough water, and eat enough fruits and vegetables, to get in vitamin C and other nutrients. Besides these basic supplements, you can take some sort of herb to control anxiety or stress. A very good one is CBD oil. As a high-sensitive person, it's also really important to release negative energy, because you build up and store tension all day. One of the best tools to calm down your mind, charge up your energy after a long day, and process all your thoughts, is with meditation. Meditation might sound weird to you at first, but it's nothing more than just calming down. Just close your eyes, watch your breathing, and don't do other things. You don't need to do long sessions. Even doing this for 10 to 15 minutes a day will already be effective. Another important thing to do is to exercise a few times a week. You don't need to do heavy exercises, even something like going for a quick walk in nature, or doing yoga, will be effective to release negative energy. When you don't use energy, it will get stored in your body, resulting in things like stress, anxiety, and sleep problems. While getting enough sleep is extremely important for high-sensitive people, aim for at least 8 hours a night. Last but not least, don't see being high-sensitive as something negative, but see the positive side of it, because it has a lot of good aspects. For example, you will enjoy things like music, love, and parties way more than other people. Being high-sensitive is not a disease, so you cannot get cured from it, but it's just how you are, because you were born this way, and can be a wonderful thing, if you use it in the right way as your power, with the tips I just described. These were my best advices for other high-sensitive people, from my own experience. If you got any questions, ask them in the comment section below, I will always respond to you. Don't forget to give this video a like, subscribe to the channel and turn notifications on. More videos like this coming soon. Good luck, my fellow high-sensitive people.